Hello, all. Welcome to this live stream episode of the Smarter Business Podcast, where we talk to entrepreneurs who are finding interesting ways to grow and operate their businesses utilizing video. We'd like to talk specifically about the how of using video within your business so that you can do it too. If you find the type of content that we're looking at today engaging and useful, go ahead and hit all those engagement buttons on whatever platform you happen to be on. Subscribe, share, review, you know what they are. Today, we are kicking off Video Sales Month on the VidWheel Creator Network, or VCN. And we're doing that with marketing funnel master Carolyn Choate. Carolyn is hopefully going to be on soon. We were having a few technical issues, and I wanted to go with our initial kind of scheduled time for this live stream. So we're going to try and push through. We'll see if Carolyn's able to jump on here in a few moments. Carolyn is a is a master at building funnels. Specifically, she uses funnels within Carolyn. We're going live here. Are you ready? I just dropped you in,
Oh,
but I can kick you out if you want another minute.
all
You
right.
want another moment? Yeah.
It's
What do you think?
working on the other thing. I just went back into the original room and I've got
Oh,
my webcam and mic working.
okay. You want to switch? Well,
We don't have to. We can do it from here.
Yeah.
We're
I
live.
would shut the other thing down because that may be taking your video feed so that you can't, come in here.
Yeah. It's my cam video, but oh well.
Okay. Well, we'll roll with it. I was just doing a bad job of introing you. I would love to have you do your own intro. Kind of tell me about how, what you do and, what you do that's, I was bringing up the book related portion of it. So let's start there. Oh, and we lost your audio, Carolyn. Yeah, we've got no audio coming through now. Oh man, live is always more fun than not live. So, um that's all right. Okay. I'll shut you off here for a moment. I'll keep rolling a little bit. I do want to let everybody know that it is Video Sales Month. So in addition to this live stream and podcast that we're creating here today, we do have other events, which are Zoom meetups. We have one tomorrow that features Kevin Snow. Kevin Snow will be talking about how to integrate video into your email campaigns. I'll also be presenting on December 15th. And on December 15th, I will be talking about sales and video. I'll be talking a little bit about the process I use where I integrate sales within where I integrate video within the sales process that I utilize. To find out more about those events or sign up for them, you can go to events.vidwheel.com. At that link, you'll see the events there, and you'll also be able to see any upcoming events. So, Carolyn, can I pop you back in here? Are you ready? Should we try again? Give me a quick live test of your audio. I hear you, but we're coming through a little choppy. But why don't you go ahead and try to give an intro? That'll be our true live test of if we've got you.
Okay. Well, the webcam came on, so that's
one step in the right direction.
And I am praying that you can hear yellow bars.
Yeah, we can.
I
We
am
can hear you.
for
Go
sales
for it.
funnels, which is a bit odd. Oh, fantastic. So, yes, funnels, and it was kind of unexpected. I have in creative writing. I wrote a novel. Never been like a tech person, but I really fell in love with it because it's a way of guiding people down a path and just like a beautiful journey that you take people on with marketing. So I know they're like, ooh, marketing, why do I have to do marketing? But I love it. And now I get to do these sales funnels for authors, for coaches, for speakers, and especially for people who published a book or contributed to a multi-author book because they wanted to grow their business with it. And they're not quite sure how to keep launches over. So we don't really talk much about what happens to our books after the launch period. So sales funnels are a great way to continue to use your book to grow your business and to introduce people to your vision and the other things that you have available.
That's excellent. And yeah, the importance of a sales funnel for those who are not familiar with them or don't utilize one. It's you give, like you said there, you give people a path to follow to become a customer, and that's a really important and underrated aspect of sales funnels. So we are, because sales and sales funnels and what we do, which is video, go together so nicely. You're here to kick off Video Sales Month. So, Carolyn, uh, in your own words, video. Why is it important for people to integrate video into their sales funnels?
There is nothing that builds trust faster than video. You can see the pretty pictures, read the pretty words, but I don't think it completely connects as a real person and a real connection until you see them on screen. You know, if you've heard about me before and then you come on here and you see me talking, it's like you can get a sense for my personality, you can get a sense for my philosophy, my beliefs, and whether or not you feel aligned with working with me. And so I think video is super powerful and absolutely will help shorten the time that it takes for somebody to be ready to be a client within your sales funnel.
That's very well said. That I often bring up the it's very top of funnel focus, but it gives you a chance to meet people before they meet you, right? Before you have a one-on-one conversation with them. And I think
Mhm.
that's an important piece, but you put it very well. I think it probably helps speed up the process the whole way down the funnel when people have an opportunity to, really kind of know the way you do things, and have a chance to interact with you on a different level than you would if you were just, exchanging emails or something like that.
And
um
there's something else that
so
I
I
heard
like that.
recently that I thought was smart about video, which is that you can't fake your expertise on video, or at least not as effectively as if you're not legit at what you do and you did a bunch of research and you put together a sales page, you can trick people. But if you're being interviewed and they're asking questions about your expertise, you can't really dodge that. And so that's another reason why it's such a strong trust builder.
That's an excellent point. So, like, something like right now, we're doing a live stream version of this podcast. If when questions are asked, you have to have that knowledge already ready to go. You can't go look it up. You can't do the research for the sales page. I think that's
Exactly.
an excellent point. It is more real time knowledge, right? It's something you can prove that you've been there before, or that it's something you've dedicated time to thinking about, and I think that's incredibly important. So,
And I'm going to be so
um,
curious to hear what Kevin Snow has to say about video in email, because emails are an important part of the funnel. So it's not just top of funnel, it's the nurturing part. So he's going to have some juicy tidbits for that, I'm sure.
yes, yeah, I would imagine. I'm hoping he will tomorrow. The yeah, that those meetings and the chance to kind of present and put your or he's going to put his uh kind of process and stuff at the forefront, and that works um as a great trust building exercise too. That's kind of an extension of of video, right? So Kevin's in Minnesota. He's going to talk to our group. I'm here in Buffalo. We'll have people from all over the country, and we typically get a few from Europe who will all be experiencing Kevin, just like people are experiencing us today through video, and that's a kind of a something that wasn't as prominent prior to this, right? The video meeting's not new. The recorded video for a podcast isn't new, but they've certainly been pushed to the forefront, and
More and
that
more
can
people are
impact
able
your.
to access them, are able to
Yep,
do them. You've got a bigger audience. Like even my parents in their mid 70s are on Zoom doing philosophy classes and meditations.
there you go. Yeah, it's an exciting time, I think, for that for the medium and for the possibilities it opens up for a lot of folks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to bring us back to the sales funnel specifically with video. I'd love to hear your 2 cents on how you think, what are some good ways that people could use video within their sales funnel?
If you've ever heard anything about sales funnels before, you've probably heard of a VSL, which is a video sales letter. This became really, really popular in sales funnels, I want to say 8 years ago or so. So they are not as popular now, but when they first came out, my goodness, they had enormous conversions. And it's basically just somebody infusing their personality into reading what they have on their sales page. And, am I frozen? Jeez.
Little bit. That's all right. We can hear you. Keep
But
rolling.
there's also, of course, webinars. Webinars are a great top of funnel thing, and you're going, um, oh, this thing is dead, and this method just does not work anymore, and you have to be doing my new fancy method. There's nothing new. It's all been done before. There's iterations, but there's really also nothing that's dead. It depends on your audience and you and how you kind of connect, because for some people's audiences they are not tired of like pre-recorded webinars and other audiences are, and I'm seeing a huge trend towards actually live webinars instead of the like fake live where they try to trick you into thinking that they're there with you by like reading off a bunch of random names and pretending it's live. I hate tricks like that.
Yes.
So I'm always honest about whether my webinars are pre-recorded or live. And I've been doing
Mhm.
live classes recently because there's such a nice energy that happens from getting to commune with people live and answer questions and really.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And on the, this medium is dead or don't do this anymore, like that there I agree with you. There's always a market and it always comes back around. So like you'll hear of people getting real excited about writing handwritten notes to a client or something like it's some new tech, and it's like, yeah, that just was cool, and then it wasn't as cool, and now it's because nobody's doing it, it's cool again, right? And
Yeah, people
that
get tired of
is
things, so we give it a break and
right.
then it comes back.
a cycle, and it's all about how you execute it too, right? If you try to
Mhm.
fake the handwritten notes with, I don't know, uh, some dynamic printing scheme or
I
something,
know
the way
exactly the
people
company
sometimes
that does
do,
that.
yeah, then it doesn't have the same appeal. So it's all about how you execute these things. Well, those are great. I love the reading the sales letter and just recording it. I think that's an awesome tip that people could use. Read your sales page, record it, and there you go. You got video content that can be easily used in your sales funnel, in your sales
Yeah, just read it with
conversation.
charisma. Put some personality in.
Right.
Don't just be like, "And the bonuses you get will be."
Yeah. Well, and so we've talked a little bit about the benefits of the medium. We've talked about some ways to use it. Do you think there are any challenges with video? And we could use today as an example
Sorry, I
if
had a
you want,
question.
right? Oh, challenges. We've talked
Oh, did you say
benefits.
problems with video?
Challenges?
Challenges, yeah.
Yes, yes. What do you think?
Technology is always an adventure. But if we leave aside the tech challenge, I think that my biggest challenge with producing video content is being camera ready. Is I avoid it because I'm like, oh, I haven't brushed my hair and I haven't put on lipstick. Do I really want to take the time to do that? Maybe I better pluck my eyebrows. So if you're not somebody that like every morning gets dressed up to the nines and all freshened up, then you might put it off. So there's two ways that I kind of try to combat that. One is batching, which is
Mhm.
recording multiple videos when you are dressed up and ready. And my husband can always tell. He comes home, he sees I have lipstick on, and he's like, "Oh, you were recording videos today."
Nice.
And the
Yep.
other is that you don't necessarily have to show your face for all video content. There's plenty of types of video content that has like pretty pictures and, nice music behind it, and you don't actually show your face on camera. Although I still think it's best to show your face on camera for the aforementioned reasons that you connect with people a lot more strongly.
Yeah, and I think those from the work within the VCN and the feedback from the video community here, that's a very common thing, and unfortunately, it's something that I think women experience a lot more than men. Like, my hair doesn't take long to get done in the morning. Um, so like I will often be able to jump on video without as much consideration to some of those things, and batching is a great way to get it done. You have you block out time on your calendar and you go and you knock out a whole bunch of videos versus yeah, rolling out of bed and trying to knock one off every morning or something. So it takes a
I
little more
am trying
preparation, but
to I'm trying to experiment with vlog content to be a little
mhm,
bit more authentic and real and
sure.
not as polished sometimes, because I think that that's going to help me connect with my audience too, to help them see my real life and my real personality, and like that really deepens the relationship.
And I think so this actually came up in office hours before this podcast just earlier today with a couple of our folks who are in the VCN. Uh,
Oh.
Sometimes, a raw or video can like perform better and like communicate a lot more about you than something that's really polished. And I think a lot of that kind of came out of the pandemic, right? Where people were jumping on video calls and their kids are in the background, or, maybe they don't look as,
Even before
yep,
that, I was seeing a hunger for authenticity and realness, that
yeah,
people were starting to be really turned off by the corporate cold message. They were enjoying, like the brands on Twitter that start like making snide comments at each other, and it's hilarious. Like
yeah.
the the realness has a huge appeal right now, and it has for even a little bit before the pandemic, I think.
Sure. Well, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely huge now, and there's certain platforms that you mentioned, Twitter, some of the like more snackable platforms, right? In this meeting, we were talking TikTok, we were talking YouTube Shorts. Those are places where, yeah, the rawer the better almost, right? Take it on your cell phone. Don't worry about a lot of the other stuff and just go for it. So, um, that's important stuff, and I think that's a great kind of way to flip the challenge that you brought up on its head, right? You
Mhm.
if getting ready to be on camera for like a really corporate setup is tough, then maybe go for something a little more raw when you are not in the right space to you know do do the more polished video. So
Mhm.
do you have any success stories specific to video that video and sales funnels that you'd be willing to share?
Um, I think it is such a great top of funnel activity. It's great for it being out on your social media platforms with meeting new people, bringing people in. So I have been putting a real focus on that for my own marketing, doing a YouTube channel and posting reels and YouTube shorts a lot. And I was just talking with someone recently who is putting mini webinars onto the sales page. And I'm going to take her training to see more about what she's doing. Her name is Carolyn Choate. Um, and I love the idea that it's basically like, okay, you're not signing up for 40 minutes of somebody teaching you and pitching you, but it's like that video sales letter, but it's kind of more on the educational side, I believe, that you put like one good, strong piece of education right there on the sales page. So I'm really excited to experiment with that in my own funnels too.
I love that. I've never heard of that, but I might have to look into it too.
I
uh,
always love trying new things.
yeah, yeah, share that link with me. I love the idea of the mini webinar, right? And it speaks to, I think, part of the appeal of video very often is that you can consume things in a way that works for you at your moment in time. And if you have 5 minutes, you're not going to sign up for a 40-minute webinar. And if like this podcast will chop up into lots of little pieces, that's just kind of how some of the flexibility that's brought by the medium itself, and I think that's a good exploration of it.
And you know
All
what's
right.
really funny too
Oh,
is, sorry, one more
no,
thing
go
that
ahead.
I just
Yeah.
thought of is unexpectedly the captions are something that makes a big difference. And this as a consumer of video as well, that I'm not always in a place where I can really like sit down and listen to it, but I love scrolling YouTube shorts and just watching them through the captions. And
Hmm.
so we think of captions as being just for accessibility, which of course it's super important for that. But there's a lot of hearing people who are consuming video content by reading it, which is
Yeah.
so interesting. But it's something to keep in mind that people are consuming video in a lot of different ways and settings.
Yeah, the captions are one of those things. I usually use the kind of, I don't know, anecdote or story that if you think about somebody sitting in an office, right? They're in their cubicle and they're scrolling LinkedIn on their phone, or they've got it up on their screen. They don't have the ability, and they don't want to have the audio be a distraction to their neighbor or get them in trouble or whatever it is. they
Yeah.
need they need captions, and a lot of the platforms have really been focused on that recently, like LinkedIn recently, for their native video, have started automatically captioning your
Ooh.
videos, which is both a good thing and a bad thing, because I have found that their captions, if I let them go through, will cover up my burned in captions, like ones that you
Same
mentioned,
spot.
right? So it's it'll take some adjustment, I think, from a production standpoint to accommodate them correctly. But it just goes to show like how that content is consumed, that they're kind of integrating it at that level. And YouTube's always had the automatic captions um going as well, and I believe Facebook does the autos as well. But
I think so.
yeah, that's a great point there. We are getting to the end of our kind of scheduled time. So, what I am going to ask you is we have one question that runs as a thread through all of the episodes. And it is this is called the Smarter Business Podcast, not for much longer for anybody out there, but it is for now. And the idea
Branding.
is what is one way that video has made your business smarter, or one way video has been great for your business?
Oh wow.
Oh,
Video has
yeah.
been video has created my business. I mean, I don't do any local clients. My business is entirely online, and being able to do video calls and virtual coffees and meet partners and potential clients through my laptop at home is amazing. And I just never stop feeling super grateful for this technology because it does allow me to work from home and provide for my family and not have a stressful commute, which was a big win.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it is. There's such a convenience factor there, right? Like not once you start really focusing on clients outside of your locale, to never have to be like, "Ooh, we got to meet in person, and then I got to drive, there and hang out for an
Yeah, I don't
hour."
think
Like
I've ever done that.
it's a
My whole
huge thing.
business has
Yeah.
always been online.
Oh, very nice. Excellent. And you got traffic around there too. So, I think
Right. I
we've
live
talked
kind
about
of
this.
close
I
to
lived,
DC. So
yeah, I lived down there for a few years, and it takes a little while to get anywhere. So excellent. Well, Carolyn, I think I'm glad we got it going here. A little rough at the beginning, so anybody who stuck around, thank you for doing that. And I'd love to let you kind of tell everybody where they can find you. And if you want to, hit on any of the offers that I know you have out there or anything, feel free.
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
My website is www.financiallyfreeauthor.com. And so I do focus on building book funnels for you. I do it in a single day. So I do a book funnel intensive where we meet a few times during the day, and Neil has experienced this, and then I just do the work. And I hand you a completed funnel in a single day. And I do have a free live class and actually live, that I can show you behind the scenes of how that works and how a book funnel is put together. And I go into great detail because if you want to take that and do it yourself, all the better. And if you don't feel like wrestling with the tech and bang your head against the wall, and you know that having a sales funnel sooner means making sales from it sooner, then you can hire me to do it for you. So that class runs every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it is at financiallyfreeauthor.com/live class. So you can register for your date then, and we'll meet up on Zoom. I'll go through my presentation, and you can ask questions.
Excellent. Yes. And as Carolyn mentioned, she has done some funnel work for us. And that VIP day, like for anybody who gets antsy about getting stuff done, right? You don't want to be like, all right, how long is this project going to take? To hit it in one day like that and hit it hard and come out at the end of the day with what you're looking for is an incredible product, and it appeals to people like myself who don't want to wait.
And it
So
also just happens to be the way that I work best. I get focused, hyper
there you
focused,
go.
and I do a lot of work in one day, and then I recover.
That's that yeah, an interesting model, and, I really I like it as an option, you know? I think it worked well for me, especially in, um, what we were doing there, and, I
Good.
like it. I think it's a great way forward. And so I think with that, thank you very much, Carolyn. Thanks for making the time and talking funnels and video. To all of you out there watching or those of you listening, if you find this info interesting and useful, go ahead and hit those engagement buttons, likes, comments, leave us a review. Um, and if you think this type of content could be useful to people in your professional life or personal life, send them a link to this episode. We would love to help them grow with video. And with that, happy creating.